One of the things I hate most about Dr. Fauci and more, and the media love of him, is it makes us and puts us in positions where we have to defend people we don't even like. And that's where we are today. Jesse Waters gave a speech at Turning Point USA Cringe Fest about how people should go and approach Dr. Fauci, ambush him in an interview, and ask him a kill shot question. And to make it completely clear, here is exactly what he said.
You're going for the kill shot. The kill shot with an ambush, deadly, because he doesn't see it coming. This is when you say, Dr. Fauci, you funded risky research at a sloppy Chinese lab, the same lab that sprung this pandemic on the world. You know why people don't trust you, don't you? Boom! He is dead. He is dead. He's done. Now, how you do that? 30 seconds. That's all you need. 30 seconds. Now, you get that footage to us. You get it to Fox. You get it to Human Events. You get it to Breitbart. You get it to Daily Caller. You get it to the Turning Point pipeline. Imagine Tucker Carlson teases out of the A block, coming up. Brave college student confronts Lord Fauci at dinner. Exclusive footage, right back. Get us that. That's what we want. That changes the whole conversation of the country. I've authorized it. Just make sure it's legal. Or some.
Okay, that's all he said.
Yeah.
He said, it's a kill shot question, you go up to him.
That made me want to kill myself watching.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I would rather blow my brains out than attend or talk even more, or listen to Jesse Waters talk even more. That's why I don't watch Fox News. Okay. But that's all the guy said. He said, though, he said the words kill shot. He said, going boom, he's dead, all that. The media takes the word kill shot and implies as if he was threatening Dr. Fauci's life. And worse, Fauci himself interprets it that way and calls for Jesse Waters to be fired. Take a listen.
Well, John, that's horrible. I mean, that just is such a reflection of the craziness that goes on in society. The only thing that I have ever done throughout these 2 years is to encourage people to practice good public health practices, to get vaccinated, to be careful in public settings, to wear a mask. And for that, you have some guy out there saying that people should be giving me a kill shot to ambush me. I mean, what kind of craziness is there in society these days? That's awful that he said that. And he's going to go very likely unaccountable. I mean, whatever network he's on is not going to do anything for him. I mean, that's crazy. The guy should be fired on the spot.
He should be fired on the spot for encouraging people to ask you a question about something that you have covered up. And you have the gall to talk about unaccountability? I mean, look, I know I sound like some boomer or something right now, but like this drives me crazy because
he
he's
totally
a liar.
mischaracterizes.
Yeah, he's a liar.
Waters' comments,
Yes.
which I'm sure, I'm not sure how John Berman set that up, but I'm sure Fauci has heard the context of these comments.
Yeah.
He knows that this was about asking him a question, and the language obviously is intentionally provocative, and Jesse Waters is odious. All that being said, I also love the shade that he throws of like, whatever network he's on should fire him on the spot.
Shut up.
Come on, But
Yeah, you've been on every network in this freaking country, okay?
Yeah, so it's just one of these totally ridiculous non-stories that we absolutely hate because it forces us to defend a person like Jesse Waters. I will say the one part of it that to me is hypocritical is there was like during the Trump administration, there was a whole panic about like, oh, you can't confront people. It's wrong to confront officials in public, or it's certainly wrong to go to. This is, polar opposite. And I don't know if Waters specifically said things like that, but that was kind of like a whole thing that, the right was into then of like, we got to be civil and people should be able to go out and have dinner and not get yelled at, et cetera. And now you're like, going for the kill shot with the tough question, get us the video, et cetera. That does seem like a little bit of a hypocritical take. Do I think he should be fired for it? No.
Yeah, no.
No,
Also,
I just wouldn't particularly watch his program or listen to anything that he has to say.
This is the thing. Fauci, you're not in the business of who gets to work in media or not. You're in the business of supposedly telling people the truth and then deciphering public health information for the rest of us. But this guy has become a media sensation. And CNN was loving this story. It was at the top of their network all the time. Did you notice something else that pissed me off about that Chiron? What did it say? Trump booed whenever encouraging people to encourage booster shots.
That really irritated
So you're
me.
going to take a shot at the people who booed at him, not say Trump celebrates booster shot, reveals he got booster shot? I mean, it's just all about turning everybody against each other. Look at these disgusting people who booed. It was like a tiny little part of his audience.
That he called out.
And he called them out.
Yeah.
And why are you making me defend Trump? It's like, what's happening here?
I know.
This is the insanity of everything.
And they weren't the only ones that covered it that way, too. Where obviously the big news was like, oh, Trump boosted, number one, and gave a really strong defense and even called out his own audience. But instead it's, we got to lean into like the bad people who are booing the vaccines rather than the good news that Trump is putting an uncharacteristically good message out into the public square. The other piece about Fauci's comments that irritated me is he's like, all I've ever tried to do is to get people to follow good public health procedures or whatever he says that's, like that. Well, if that was all you had done, we wouldn't have an issue.
We'd be fine, my man.
The problem is you've done so much more than that. You've taken it upon yourself to be like, a politician and to try to manipulate people with your guidance about masks or your guidance about herd immunity. You have gone so much farther than just telling people, okay, here's what the facts and the science say, here's what that recommends, here's where the disputes are. Really trying to put his thumb on the scale too with lab leak. But the thing that irritates me the most is how he thinks he needs to manipulate the public psyche and that we can't be trusted with the nuance and the complications of realities. I was actually just thinking about this with regards to the mask, because of course, famously at the beginning, he told people, oh, you don't need masks, don't go get masks. He knew that masks worked. He just didn't want there to be a run on masks to keep frontline healthcare workers from getting what they need. Well, you know what? There were a lot of concerns leading into Christmas that there would be, you wouldn't be able to get your packages on time and those sorts of things. And largely that's not been borne out. Why? Because people had that information and they knew it and they shopped early and they went to stores and whatever. And so
there's a lot of reporting on this.
When people have information, like you have to trust the American people to, be able to take in information and make the best decisions for themselves. You as a public health official, it's not your job to try to manipulate them into whatever outcome you want. So again, if you had just stuck with the science and been the public health official as you claim, no problem. It's the places where you went way beyond that there becomes an issue.
I know. That whole thing is so odious. I try not to curse here, but they are such sacks of shit over it. They really are. Like, for putting that Chiron on there and just going after, and then just ginning this up and leading the charge, trying to get somebody over at Fox fired for encouraging journalism. I don't even know.
Which,
if you work there, I don't know what to tell you.
If you actually care about people getting vaccinated, which message would be more effective?
Exactly.
Donald Trump says he's vaccinated, he's boosted, and he encourages you to do the same, and he takes credit for it, or some small portion of the audience booed. Yeah. Like, which one is actually more effective pro-vaccine message if you actually care about that? But they don't.
That is the clearest example that they don't give a shit about anybody and that they just want other people to hate each other. I truly despise that.
100%.
All
right, guys. Thanks for watching. More for you later. Hey, guys. Thanks so much for watching.
That's right. Just as a reminder, you can become a premium subscriber today. Watch the full show completely uncut. Our reactions to each other's monologues. You get to listen to it. You get to ask us questions. All that good stuff. Link is right there in the description or at breakingpoints.com.
Best of all, great way to say screw you to the mainstream media.